Annika, welcome to my Annika. So today I'm going to be doing a super exciting video. I say that at the beginning of every video even though none of my videos are exciting. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me, but I'm also going to be doing kind of like a freshman year advice video. I don't know if I'm the most like reliable source for good.
Excuse me?
Alright, Emma Chamberlain just next to me. When she does that, I just drop everything. Mommy made me mash my M&M. Mommy made me mash my M&M.
Mommy made me mash my M&M.
I had a bunch of people ask me any specific questions about freshman year, and I think I'm just gonna get started with my makeup first. I've been a little AWOL, and I'm really sorry about that. I'm just a major fuck up. I'm gonna be taking this Becca Velvet Blurring Primer. I've been using this a lot because my face has been really moist recently, so I like this to mattify my face. Ew, stop focusing on August. First question I see is any stories and how to avoid being an annoying freshman. I don't really have any stories, I think, except I was gonna do this full freshman year. Stop focusing on August. I was gonna do a whole freshman year video where I just spilled the motherfucking tea and I exposed everybody. I wasn't gonna say names, but I was just gonna literally tell my whole freshman year story from beginning to end because it was pretty traumatic to say the least. No, I don't really think I have any stories. I'd say that my freshman year was pretty normal. I'd say the only thing that I have is like I called a girl a cunt. I'm not gonna say anything about that because I know that she's probably watching. She's probably watching, but like that's a pretty good story. I got in major trouble for that. I think that's my only like big story from freshman year. I kept my head down, I think. Oh, there was this other time where this other junior said like he refused to sit next to me because he hated me so much. Basically, the whole story is that everybody in my school hates me because I'm a YouTuber. I think that that's the tea right here. Stop focusing on August. So how to avoid being an annoying freshman? I'd say just keep your head down. Don't assume that you're the shit because you're in high school, because you're not. I feel like when you were in 8th grade, you were like upperclassmen, so you already felt like the shit, you know, and then you go to high school and then you're back to the bottom again, so you just have to accept that position. You know, we'll have our time when we'll be juniors and seniors and people will actually care about us, but right now is not our time. Advice for going into freshman year: what is the biggest thing / things that you've learned? Okay, this year has been like really interesting because I think I like figured it out that like I really enjoy being nice to people, and being nice to people is really easy. I called a girl a cunt. I think like I just need to be nice to everybody, and I think that everybody else should be nice to everybody, and that will make your freshman year experience a lot better.
Yeah, being nice to people is like the easiest way to be popular.
Yeah, like
if you're just a nice person, everyone will like you. And you don't need to worry about anything else.
Yeah, and it's not even like that hard because I've realized also that like being nice to other people and just being a kind person has made me feel a lot better about myself in general. A cunt. So I don't hate myself as much anymore. We love self-growth. Did I tell you that right? Self. How much work do you get? A lot of questions about like the workload, and I don't really think I'm the best like judge of this because I went to like a really work heavy middle school, but I think that it was less than my middle school, but I think it was like the average amount. I didn't really find it that hard to deal with. Yeah, but I'd say like if everybody else can do it, then you can do it too, sister. If I can do it and I'm a mess, then you can do it. Is it really as scary as everybody makes it seem? Because I'm like actually terrified. It's not really not scary at all. Like I was really excited for high school, and like everybody was giving me shit. Everybody's like, high school sucks, and like, yeah, high school does suck, but like not in the ways that I thought it was going to. And I feel like if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I feel like it would have gone a lot more smoothly, because I feel like a lot of the hatred towards me was centered because people had made assumptions about me because they'd seen my videos and didn't bother to get to know me. I feel like that was the main reason why I had such a hard time. I feel like if you don't have a YouTube channel, you'll probably be good. August, was your freshman year terrifying?
I don't know, like looking back, you're just kind of awkward whether you want to be or not.
Yeah, but
there's
like
no avoiding that. I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, did you have any like really bad?
No.
Like what would you say was the worst year of high school?
The worst year of high school?
Yeah.
None of them. I had a good high school experience.
Fuck you.
Probably freshman year.
Really?
Yeah, just because again you're awkward.
Yeah.
But then you get used to it.
How to deal with those teachers. Again, I feel like being nice to everyone. I'm like kind of a suck up to teachers. I'm just like really, really nice, and like the Annika that you see on the internet and the Annika that my friends see and my parents see is not the Annika that most teachers see until I get really comfortable with them. I'm like really quiet. I'm not quiet, but I'm really polite, I think. I try to be. So I'd say just be like really polite and the teacher will have no reason to dislike you. What classes to take or extracurriculars do you do? BTW, I love you. Okay, so I go to a really like arty school, but the only extracurricular that I did was the musical. It was really hard for me because it was just like really intense and there were a lot of work hours and just like things that we had to do. It was honestly a really nice experience because if you're a musical theater kid, being around musical theater people is so fun. It's just like the exercises and it was just like here I am, but like these are my people. I don't know, like it was cringy and everything, but it's like that's where I felt everybody was like me, you know. So I just say like find out what you like and then join that club. Another advice that I would have that I didn't do is join a bunch of clubs because I feel like that's like a good way to make friends. August didn't do that either. Which is why he has no friends. Oh. He actually has more than me. Nay. Was it a huge change going from middle school to high school, or was there like little things that you got used to? It was actually like it wasn't really a big change for me, which was surprising because I went from a private school middle school to a private school high school, and those private schools weren't related at all. So nobody that I knew from middle school was going to the high school with me, and I feel like for a lot of people they're going from a public middle school to a public high school, so they at least have their friends, which I didn't have, but it still wasn't that hard to adjust for me. When I went in, the first day was kind of weird, but I just kind of like followed some people. MC had reached out to me on Instagram DM before, so I kind of knew her. There was this one girl that went to Rihanna's school, so I kind of knew her, and I just kind of hung out with them until I found my people and I started making new friends in my classes and stuff. How to get real, genuinely good friends instead of fake ones. Okay, so I had a really interesting experience at the beginning of the year that I was totally gonna spill all the fucking tea on. Hot ass tea. Because I had like some friends and it didn't work out. And there's still friend drama to this day, but there was even a point where like MC didn't like me and it was just really tough. So I would just say like you're not gonna find your true friends freshman year. You're not gonna figure, actually I think MC is my true friend. I feel like the people that you hang out with in freshman year, maybe a few of them will stick around, but a lot of them you're not gonna be friends with for the rest of your high school experience. So I'd say just like find your friends, find a group of people that you feel comfortable with, and then eventually you're gonna find your group of like true friends and the people that you really love, and that'll come soon enough. How do I deal with fake people? Just don't waste your time on them. You barely have enough time in high school to like take a piss. Like honestly, you just won't have time to spend your time with them. Just ignore them. What? And also there's so many more people. I feel like that's another thing. Like high school is so much bigger than my middle school at least, and so it's just like there are so many more people to choose from, and if you don't like one person then you can just drop that hoe. Was it easy to find a friend group and stay on homework? It was actually pretty easy for me to find a friend group. It didn't work out right away, and the friend group that I found at the beginning of the year is not my friend group now. There were points in time this year where I didn't have any friends. That was pretty lit, but it all kind of worked itself out. I was a freshman, and I feel like one thing you should definitely talk about is losing friends and finding your real friends, because I feel like that is something that was really hard for me to get used to. Yeah, I feel like one of the biggest struggles this year for me was just like the points where I literally didn't have any friends, because like I was saying, like MC didn't like me for a point in time because of drama that was happening in our friend group, and so I didn't really have anybody, and it was really stressful. I couldn't deal with it. I just couldn't, because I'm the kind of person that needs other people. My worst nightmare is just like losing the people closest to me, and I can't be alone for long periods of time, otherwise I get even more sad. I think that was really difficult for me because I don't know, you just have to stick it out, you know? That's the one thing that I realized. Any of the pain that you're feeling, any of the drama that's happening, it's not gonna last forever. It's not even gonna last your full freshman year, let alone all 4 years of high school. And if it does, if it is like a kind of conflict with somebody, then you can just cut that person out of your life. Your time is not worth their time. Is not your time is not your energy is not worth their time. Everyone knows freshman year is a butt-sucking stupid ass year. How do you feel about your year? I think I agree with the butt-sucking stupid ass year comment. I'm kind of nervous for sophomore year though. I don't know why. I don't want to go back to school at all. I just want to drop out like really bad. Like really bad. How'd you make friends that weren't with you in middle school? Again, I'd say just be nice to everybody, and then you have such a wide pool of people that you can pick from. For me, I was kind of problematic at some points in the year. A cunt. So I feel like that's why I had no friends. No, I don't know. Maybe I have no friends because I suck. How is it different from middle school? Well, like I said, I feel like high school is a lot bigger, so there are a lot of different people that you can choose from. And I don't know if this is just like my middle school and my high school, because my middle school, my graduating 8th grade class had 19 kids in it, and my high school, my grade has like 67 kids in it. No, I don't even know where I'm going.
Also, people just suck less.
No, people suck more. Are you serious?
No, I don't know. Not for, like, I thought middle school, everyone was like just so immature.
Like low key, but
like I was too. But like I feel like everyone just chills out.
Yeah, that's true. But actually, I feel like this, when I was in 8th grade, the 7th grade boys were so similar to the junior boys now, because I just feel like I get ridiculed everywhere. It's like I can't escape ridicule. People have literally been making fun of my YouTube channel since I was in like 7th grade. So when I was in middle school, people were doing that. In high school, people are doing that. Like in high school, people suck no less. People are douchebags and bitches. Like I called somebody a cunt, and I don't just do that.
Tell us how you really feel.
I know, like honestly. I don't know. Just be nice to people. Keep your head down. Get through your first year. Make friends. Keep your grades up. What not to do on your first day? I say on your first day, just try not to make a scene. I feel like that's probably not going to be hard for a lot of people, but just me coming from a very dramatic nature, I had to like really keep myself down on the first day. I think it went pretty well. My first day really wasn't that bad for me. Everybody's saying like the first day is so scary. I didn't even want to show up. Like what? I feel like the first day is the most exciting. I don't know. It's just me. Was it weird with all the bigger, older people than you, like overwhelming? Okay, it's kind of like that at first. Yeah, it's kind of overwhelming, but at the same time, there are so many people that are your age. I think like I have like so many upperclassmen friends. I'd say like the majority of my friends are not in my grade. They're not rising sophomores. They're like, I have a lot of senior friends, rising seniors, rising juniors. Like, I don't know, I just feel like if anything, you just have like a bigger pool of people to choose from. And I don't know if it's just my school, because I know that Corey and Rihanna were telling me that at like the public school, that's not a thing. Like people aren't friends with upperclassmen, but at my private school, people are friends with upperclassmen. Upperclassmen can be really nice, and they can also be fucking douchebags. I'm getting that out. Were there more friends to make or less? I think there were definitely more friends to make, at least for my school. Like I said, my other school was so small. There are some douchebags, like I said, but for the most part, a lot of people are really mature, so you can find some mature people. Especially like if you're a freshman and you're actually way more mature for your age, you can find older people and hang out with them. Does everyone actually hate the freshmen? Yes. Actually, not everybody. Like there were actually some really nice people. I met some really, like some really nice upperclassmen that I'm friends with right now, but I feel like the majority of people do hate freshmen. I don't know why. Just because they're annoying and they think they're the shit. How did you deal with people bullying or making fun of you? For the most part, I low-key just like made fun of myself back, but also I fought back a lot. Cunt. I don't like it when people talk shit about me. I don't stand for it. I don't like it when people do that, and I will let people know. So when people like make fun of my YouTube channel, I usually just play along and I just like do it with them, because I don't really feel that threatened when people make fun of my YouTube channel, because I'm proud of it. Like I don't really think that there's much to make fun of, and like anything that you are making fun of is something that I like made a conscious decision to do because I thought it would be okay. So like I don't give a fuck what you think. But when people are like actually attacking me, and like when this one junior refused to sit next to me because he didn't like me so much, and it was like the only chair open and he didn't want to sit next to me, like I stood up to him and I said, are you fucking serious? I literally said that. Like I just don't like it when people like, attack me personally when like I haven't even talked to you before. It's so annoying. Like give me a fucking chance. Ugh. How to get good grades but still party? I can't answer that.
What?
How to get good grades but still party? I didn't even party this year.
Manage your time well.
Yeah, manage your time well, but I only went to one party this year, so I don't really know. But I think that like when you have your priorities straight and like you know what you want, then school will come first. Sure, you'll be partying, but like in the back of your mind, you'll always be like goal oriented. So if you just make sure that like keep that in the back of your head. A lot of relationships. I don't fucking know. I was actually talking to a lot of my upperclassmen friends, and I was saying like, when am I gonna get a fucking boyfriend? Because Rihanna has a boyfriend, MC has a boyfriend, all of my friends have boyfriends, and I just feel so left out, honestly. I was talking to like upperclassmen and I was like, okay, like when did you first hook up with somebody? Like when was your first boyfriend? And people are like, I didn't hook up with anybody until like sophomore year. So I was like, okay, don't have to worry about that. And like I still don't have a boyfriend, so I was like, okay, don't worry about having relationships. But one thing that I would say, and I did actually get a lot of comments about this, just don't date upperclassmen. Like there was this one relationship I can't say this. There was somebody that I knew that was a freshman and that was dealing with a senior, and I just think it's so funny, but like weird. It's like, that's weird. August, what do you think about that?
No, I deadass. I get like mildly creeped out when seniors date freshmen or even sophomores, because like by the time you're like a junior, the freshmen look so young. Like they literally look like they're in 6th grade. And
they're 14.
And so then it's just like, to be attracted to someone who looks so young, it just feels weird to me.
Yeah, and also like, I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, there was a senior that was, I don't really know if he was hitting on me. Maybe he was just creepy, but it was just weird and I did not feel comfortable, and I just think it's weird. You know, I was 14 and you're like 17, 18. I think that is definitely illegal. I'd just say just avoid it. I was trying to think like unless, but I really can't think of an exception. Can you, August?
What?
Can you think of an exception where dating an upperclassman would be like, alright? No, it's just weird. I mean, unless you like skipped a bunch of grades.
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes they're like really old looking freshmen.
Yeah.
I've just matured faster than the rest of us. Like, I remember there was this one relationship between a freshman and a junior that went pretty well. And it wasn't like super creepy.
Yeah, I don't think freshman and junior is as weird as freshman and senior. I'm using my Mean Girls palette, by the way. How to Keep Up with Grades, Illy, I Love You Too. I don't know, I kind of kept up with my grades pretty well. But I think that you have to manage your time really well. And I'd say that I kind of stopped bullet journaling towards the end of the year, which you guys know. But I feel like bullet journaling and like writing down everything that you have to do and keeping track of your assignments is really good. I got a lot of help from my mom, like organizing my time.
And stay on top of your mental health.
Yeah, like that's a big thing. I missed so much school this year. I think total I missed 84 different classes, or like 74 or something. But like I still got all A's this year. It's like you just need to take care of yourself. You can do your homework if you stay home. I don't know. A lot of my teachers were just really impressed with, despite how many days I stayed home from school, I would stay on top of my schoolwork. So I don't know. And also, it just has to be a priority for you. Stop focusing on him. If school isn't a priority for you, then like you're not gonna get shit done. If you're partying and school isn't a priority for you, then you're gonna spend all your priorities on partying instead of school. If it is a priority, then you can party and do school. You can socialize and do school. You can have a relationship and do school if school is a priority for you. So what people told you about high school / freshman year that ended up being wrong? I don't know. I feel like people told me that the workload was gonna be really bad, and it wasn't really. Stop. Oh my god, August, I'm kicking you out.
What? For real?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Do it. I feel like people really stress that like the homework would be a lot, but the homework was not unbearable for me, at least the school that I'm going to. I'm a junior now, but when I was a freshman, I would have needed to know that you should join sports and clubs because it really counts on college applications, and I have really bad anxiety and depression, which definitely limits my productivity. So maybe talk about dealing with depression and anxiety during high school. Okay, this is like a really big problem that I've had, that everybody has. If I'm being honest right now, like you can't completely overcome it until you just get on those fucking meds, bro. Pop those fucking Prozacs, Zoloft, whatever the fuck. You have to take meds. Like really convince your parents or something. Go to therapy at least. Like if you're just trying to fix your mental health by yourself, and you're not telling anybody, you don't have any like chemical help, you're honestly not going to be able to do it because it's a chemical imbalance in your brain, and like you can't physically do anything to fix that. Otherwise you wouldn't fucking have it, right? Like you don't choose to have these fucking problems. Also, another thing is to not beat yourself up over it. I didn't do any sports this year. I barely got my athletic credits. So next year I'm going to be doing soccer and I'm kind of nervous. I also didn't do any community service this year and I had to do 15 hours. I have to get it all done this summer, and even this summer, that's the fucking thing. Like you never get a fucking break from depression. Like even when it's summer, you can't just fucking get over it. It's so annoying. Yeah, you just have to take your fucking meds. That'll just make it so much easier, honestly. Also, if anything, like all colleges really want to see is like your growth. So if you had really bad grades freshman year but you have like amazing grades junior year, then colleges are going to be really into that just because they see that like you've grown. So I really don't think it like sets up, and don't worry about like fucking up your freshman year. Honestly, if anything, I feel like I wasted all my good grades on freshman year. It's like, ooh, I got such good grades this year, but that doesn't even matter. That kind of sucks. Was it hard or easy to make friends? Also, how long did it take for you to be best friends with MC? Okay, it took me like pretty pretty fast to make friends, and MC and I feel like we became best friends almost. No, I think we became friends like the second that we met, because like literally the first thing that she said to me was like she came up to me and she started shit talking somebody, and I feel like that's only something that friends would do. I don't know, I love that. But to get like a good group of friends that, well, the friends that ended up ditching me, but to get that group of friends, it only took me like a few weeks, I think. And then to get my like the group of friends that I have now, that happened like halfway through the year, I think. Is it scary? I don't think it's scary. Everybody's asking that. I don't think it's really. What was your worst class? I think my worst class was math. I really don't enjoy math class at all whatsoever. What was the thing that through all this helped you to keep going? Like, I know you had a lot of rough moments this year and it was hard for you, but you made it through. I've always had a problem finding motivation to keep going, so I'd like to know. Honestly, I think that YouTube played a big part in it, so I think that you should just find something that you're passionate about and that will give you motivation to keep going. I feel like YouTube really helped me this year. Also bullet journaling, I feel like that. I mean, I'm not really like, I need to get back into it, and I'm trying to now that I have a lot of free time this summer, but like doing that like really impassionated me. Impassionated, I don't know if that's a word. Passionized, really passionated, I don't know. Do you wear makeup in freshman year? Yeah, I wore makeup a bunch. My school's a really arty school, so like everybody kind of wears makeup. Like if you want to, it's not like required obviously, but like a lot of people wear it, so yeah. What was your mindset going into high school? I feel like I was really excited. I feel like I was way more excited than I should have been. That was my mindset. So I feel like if I had a positive mindset and I had a shitty year, then I feel like I don't think your year is gonna get any better than mine. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much different is it from junior high? I'd say that it's like a 3. It's not really that different. I'd say like if anything, it's just bigger. Like that's just the biggest difference for me. Homework is also like slightly different, but it's not like harder. I'm getting a lot of questions about parties, and I really thought that I was gonna like get invited to a lot of parties this year. I don't know if it was just my school. I think that my school just really doesn't like.
High school parties suck.
No, but my school just really doesn't have any parties. I went to one party this year and it wasn't even anybody from my school, so I'm just saying like don't get excited. Like I got all excited. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be like hooking up with dudes left and right. I'm gonna be getting like drunk. No sis. You're gonna be hitting the book. You're gonna be crying yourself to sleep at night. That's all. Okay, I'm gonna finish up my eye makeup and my face makeup, and then we'll come back because we've been filming for a really long time. Alright, that's it for the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you got some freshman year advice, and if you're not a freshman, then give this video a thumbs up anyway. Subscribe, suck my dick, and keep on freshmaning!
Get out of my chagas! It's mine! Leave!
Stop, I'm doing a thumbnail!
Your thumbnail sucks and you should feel sucked.